Okay, here we go. Let me go to my screen. So today we are doing the nines. And that's going to be fun because the nines are about, the penultimate, almost the full conclusion of the numerological process. Okay, share screen. Okay, one sec. Present. Let me know when you guys can see this. In a second here. Come on. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes. Yeah. The moon.
Perfect. Okay, let's see. Now, I'm gonna go back to, the Hermit. Okay, so okay, you guys can see the Hermit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so the nines in the pattern of the tarot are about often solitude, like isolation, but also introspection, which is why with this Hermit meaning here, it says loneliness. That makes sense. Solitude, betrayal is we'll get into that in a second. Dishonesty, standing alone, walking alone, but positives are alone time for the better, gaining wisdom, independence, recognition for being different. And I think that's so important because ultimately, with this guidance here, there is this beautiful time. It's that Carmen is kind of like that time when you like, okay, I need to take a breather, I need to meditate, I need to release any fears that I have about being alone. For me, the Hermit's main message and its wisdom is that yes, it is a teacher, it's a mentor, and this Hermit, he or she, but it's a he in the picture. He is a guide, if you will, who is so focused on your development. The Hermit happens in your life, or the Hermit appears in your life as somebody else or as you or both, when you need a moment to breathe and you need time to reflect, and the longing that you have to be by yourself is really captured here. Notice that in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction, he's looking down, he's got this light, but it's as though the lantern he has in front of him and the walking stick are props, because his light is inside himself. That's why he's looking down. He's looking down because he's focused on his own ascension path. We are all on our own unique ascension path. And for the Hermit to appear, where it says like betrayal, that can happen. Maybe that's one of the reasons I like that this this description, is because that betrayal can appear when there is when you go so within that maybe there's something exterior to you that's happening that you're not seeing. So it's important that say the Hermit is coupled with, for example, the World card, which we'll get into in the next couple weeks. The World card paired with the Hermit is like, hey, expand your horizons with the world, travel, be engaging, connect with others, but simultaneously know that these cycles and these phases of your life need to be evaluated and appreciated right here and right now within your very soul. That you can be okay with being alone. For me, for a long time, I struggled with whenever somebody else would leave the house. And I'd be like, dude, like, I'd rather there be someone around me. And I am really extroverted. So this whole COVID thing has been hard, for introverts as well, I know, but I'm also saying like I had to come to this period of acceptance that being alone doesn't have to mean you're lonely. But here there's that kind of connection because you want to look at both sides of the coin. The negatives on this image are feeling lonely, crimes against you, you know, that's debatable, but hiding what you really think, betrayal by friends and family. The key with this here is what I like it with this card is it's a focus on the capacity for you to love yourself and love those who are on their own path. And I think this is also a card about boundaries because when you go within and look to your own inner wisdom and understanding, you can appreciate more about others taking their own roads. And where they intersect, that's great. And if they don't for a while or indefinitely, that's okay too. And sometimes you don't need everyone who was originally in your life to stay in your life. You don't need all the same events and situations and circumstances and timelines to exist for you right now because maybe there was a lesson, but you are learning or you have learned that lesson. Often, when the hermit comes up, that's a message for you to trust that you can have the fortitude of spirit to go on a meditation retreat, journal, plan your manifestations around the lunar cycle, bathe your crystals in the moonlight and just love being on your own for the sake of it. Okay, does that make sense? Any feedback, any epiphanies on this? Well, you're welcome to speak up. Okay, next. 9 of Pentacles, Earth. I love this. Success, achievement, security, home improvement, and improvements on your own gardens or large purchases. I mean, this look, did you see how the hermit was by himself? This woman is by herself too, okay? And the main focus of the 9, as we'll see with the other cards and the suits, is, as I've said, being comfortable with solitude, but also relishing that. Gosh, when the 9 shows up, you know that there's some kind of cycle that's wrapping up. And that cycle that's wrapping up is one that is founded and grounded in a truth that you hold dearly to yourself. I mean, look at these positives here for this woman in this garden with this bird and this beautiful robe. Major purchases, large sums of money, new homes and cars, having more than enough furniture. Okay, just imagine I'm going to like Ashley's or something. And I remember when we went, my parents and me, and we picked, my mom was just telling me today how thankful she is for the couch set that my dad got us when he got his VA check-in. And we just, they reclined, have all these buttons, all that, and then you can even charge your phone or whatever on the side of it, and you just felt comfortable. This is a card of comfort and keyword luxury. 9 of Pentacles is about luxury, and it's also the card of singlehood. Okay, this is a card of like, hey, I'm okay, like on my own. You look at this woman, she's content. She's more than abundant. She's prosperous. She's she's grounded, but she's in a path of loving herself so much so that it takes her up to the heavens in her self-love. She's boom, she's in it and she's relishing in it. And if you compare these with the other Pentacles cards, just as a review, that Ace of Pentacles, imagine that that's the one she's got at her right hand. Look at that. See, imagine that Ace of Pentacles is the very, beautiful token of Source's affection for her or whoever this is portraying in your reading. This could be a friend who's like, hey girl, you gotta like write your novel and be awesome on your own. I got a friend right now, you guys, who's writing a book called like badass bitch or boss or something, and it's like, or being that bitch, whatever.
Oh,
And it's just cool. Whoever, please mute yourselves, whoever is loud right now. I'm sorry. But whatever was really cool is that she, let me see who's got this one. Okay. She is so magnetic. People want to be around her. People want to be around you, or when you are in this raised vibration. Okay. People love to be around those who love themselves. Have you guys noticed that? That oftentimes when you love yourself, that is such a beautiful, vibrant feeling that you just attract, just manifest all this stuff, you know? And that is a key here. And with these negatives, a need for discretion, okay, a need for caution, yeah, because when you are attracting a lot of, you know, sums of money, or you're manifesting businesses or whatever, and you're creating these revenue streams, there may be an element of like, oh, people may be jealous, envious of you, whatever. Because for me, jealousy and envy are kind of similar, but they're different. For me, jealousy is person to person, you know, that's like, oh, okay, I wish I'd had that. But envy is more like, I wish I were you right now. Envy is like a taking that position of, I want to be that person. Kind of like envy is oftentimes experienced in like third party relationships, for example. Where you know, you may have a person who's in a relationship, and then there's another entity, and there's this other vibration there where it's like, dude, really? But, you know, and there's that wanting to place yourself in their shoes. Another negative here is feeling trapped. Okay, because with this card in reverse, the negative, that is interesting, because in the positive aspect, maybe the upright even card, you know, position, you're feeling so abundant. But when you're in the, but then there's this, you know, idea behind this card that, you know, on the flip side, literally, um, when that's aspected differently, you may feel as though there's no reasonable way out, because maybe you know, for example, you may be uh you know, wanting to branch out, and you know, you said, okay, I'm great being single, but I want to meet somebody. And then maybe you're running into a brick wall in your mind, because in your heart it seems ready, but your mind, you know, they're not connected. They're not having a good conversation in your mind and your heart, right? And then maybe you feel like, hey, I want to explore any new connection. Somebody please help me, you know, whatever. And then you're like, but am I really ready for this? Am I ready to love again? And when you love yourself, it often becomes easier to love others, and often vice versa. So just remember that, you know, with this other negative here at the end, building a lifestyle you do not want but have to maintain. That is a whoa. I'm going to read that again. Building a lifestyle you do not want but you have to maintain. So that could, you know, for me, that reminds me of the adjective complacent, you know, where it's like, okay, yeah, this is great and all, but what if there's more? You could be, you know, stuck in a marriage with this card coming up in the reverse, or however you want to read it. And, you know, maybe there's something where your spouse is not acknowledging, not honoring your boundaries, because that's another thing that's a big theme with the nines. And those boundaries, those barriers, those structures that you built up for expectations and intentions are not being honored. So maybe you want to keep pursuing something in this connection, this marriage, or whatever it is, but there's again a roadblock, and it's like, dude, like, if I just loved myself a little bit more, or if I just spent more time alone, maybe I wouldn't feel so needy or clingy. Because I girl, I've been there. Okay, I clingy, okay, desperate, been all that. I've been focused on one guy I thought was it. I thought he was my twin flame, soulmate jazz. And you know, Kelly, the one who's online right now, just told me a couple days ago, girl, like, and she was giving me a reading with these oracle cards, the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and she was like, Ellen, like, there's this time when you gotta honor you know, the resistance that you've built up in yourself by being so focused on this one person needs to stop. Heal these wounds that you generated from not accepting that this person is not in your path for a reason, you know, and to love, to be just in that vibration of like, hey, I am solid. That's a mission and a motivation for all of us, I hope, to be loving of yourself and the beauty in nature. Look at this garden she's in. The beauty of nature is all around you. Relish in it. Okay, any questions, concerns, thoughts, anything you want to know?
I have a question.
Yes.
Contentment be a good word for that?
Oh, girl, yes, absolutely. Contentment, expanded worldview, even, because when you're central to yourself, when you're operating from a frequency, from an energy in you that is aligned with your not just your goals and intentions, but your beliefs and values, that is a magnet for good. Just like, to say a branch touches into water, the ripple effect, it always starts in the center. It doesn't go out and then go in the center. It goes in the middle and then it rings out. That's the way the planet operates. Is you start with a seed. You don't expect, all these beautiful plants and fruits and vegetables to develop if you haven't first planted the seeds. And Gianna, the Reverend at Unity, my church, where I'm a board member and a choir member and Kelly goes and all that, she says the garden of the universe does not reject the seeds that you want to plant. It just accepts them. And if you're trying to plant, tomatoes, it's not going to give you lettuce, that kind of thing. It's going to deliver what's in the blueprint. So if your blueprint is, I want to be happy, I love my life, I am abundant, I am thankful for everything I have and everything that is coming to me because I'm in alignment with my sacred soul, that is amazing. That is contentment. That is like, it doesn't have to be, complete ecstasy all the time. It can be in the middle of something difficult and still loving that you have the resilience to make it through. And you have the tools. Just like these cards are tools. They are vehicles for your manifestations and your subconscious mind's understanding of what your heart is calling you to do and to look at. Okay. Now, 9 of Wands. Thank you for that, Ricky. 9 of Wands. Okay, here we go. Delay. Okay, this is interesting because I love, this is really connected to the 7 of Wands. Just kind of a follow-up. Because the 7 of Wands, was about self-defense, or it was like, hey, stand for your truth. But, and then with the 8 of Wands, it was like, whoa, rapid, like synchronicities, like travel messages, from spirit, instant things like, oh, I got a YouTube notification that's about the very same topic I woke up thinking about, or the song is the same on my phone that I woke up thinking about, and I got this notification. Whoa, that 7, 8, and then the 9 of Wands, with these other wands considered, the 9 of Wands is like, hey, whoa, wounded soldier, hey, I'm throwing up, my hands here, and I'm saying, I need help. I need time to address injury, sickness, whatever, taking a long time. Positives though, having your suspicions justified. So that's really cool, because if something's happening and you're like, whoa, what's going on? Then you can be like, oh, okay, maybe I can put down this burden of wondering, is my husband cheating, or do I need to refile my taxes? Anything that is saying, okay, take a step back and evaluate what truth am I seeking here. Another one is not being easily fooled, feeling prepared. Yes, that's good. waiting until the time is right. Look at this guy. He's holding on this one for like, he looks tired to me. And one of my other decks, oh my gosh, I have it on the top, girl. Okay, watch out. This tarot, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is the Tarot of Dreams, like Kira Marchetti. This is the Nine of Wands. I can't see myself, so but yeah, he's got the, he's on the steps, like he's ready to go back into battle, right? And he's like, okay, what can I do to address the next phase of this battle or whatever? With the negatives, experiencing delays, plans being canceled, feeling let down, nothing going right, everything taking a long time to happen. So this is an energy of just staying the course, knowing that with the Ten of Wands next, which we'll get to soon, or next week or whatever, that Ten of Wands is like the burden, and then you're about to let go. The Nine is like it's almost done, just like the theme of the Nine, right? The cycles are almost closed. Nine, like I said earlier, it's called the penultimate. It means it's almost finished. 10 is the completion and the beginning again, and the same thing because it's a 1 and a 0, right? Okay, 9 of Cups. Okay, I don't know how much, guys, we have like 8 minutes left. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna wrap, I'm gonna wrap this up soon, but like and we need time to just go over the last couple cards here. 9 of Cups is the wish card. Okay, this is like, I'm feeling like I can just manifest anything right now. Look, this person here is alone, just like the theme of the Nine so far. And he can just say, I have this attainment, my wishes are being fulfilled, I'm happy in my relationship, I have success, and I have self and overall satisfaction. Positives are happy partnerships, wishes fulfilled, having everything you want, success in all areas, physical pleasure. Okay, this is also, you'll get what you want, but that is not what is best for you. This is a card of indulgence as well. And then too much focus on status, attention, and physical pleasures. So, every positive has its flip side, of course. But just know that, and what if you're reading about like an alcoholic or something, this card may come up being like, oh, maybe he's hitting it a little too hard. But the main message of this card is wishes, and the reason that they're both in this is because when you're getting what you want, maybe you can take advantage sometimes. I know when I was with my alcoholic ex-boyfriend, I mean, I loved him so dearly, but at the same time, I was enabling him. So I would feel like, oh, my wish is being fulfilled because I'm in this relationship, when all the while I was giving him a license to continue his behaviors. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I thought he was my wish fulfilled, and then I had to take a step back, and then I disconnected, and I just felt relief. But typically the main message of this is wish upon a star. Okay, Nine of Swords, air. Okay, dude, look at her. She's like up in bed. She's like, hey, in my after tarot, my deck where it shows the scene right after these typical scenes, these traditional images, there's a dragon coming in, and she's taking one of the swords, and she's about to, address him, so to say. Anxiety,
She's the drama
stress.
queen of the tarot deck.
Yeah, what, Janice?
She's the drama queen of the tarot deck.
Oh, girl, yeah, look at her. She insomnia, right? Like I said, it says nightmares. She is dramatic because she's so focused on what could have been, what should have gone right, what didn't. And I think this is so interesting that this key word is here, miscarriage. My sister just recently had one. I felt so horrible for her because she said, Ellen, there was so much blood. She recently got married. I was so sad for her. And I'm like, girl, you know what? That's the soul of that baby could come back and, in you. And when it's time, I believe that, when it's a better time for him or her. And, hurt feelings is another key word or key phrase. Positives, all is not as bad as it seems. That's often with drama, right, Janice? Nothing's bad as it really is in your mind, because you're
Oh,
wrapped up.
absolutely.
Yeah, you're wrapped up in it, and that's all you see. But just like the theme here, love the time you have with yourself. And if you love that part of you that is, scared maybe or weak feeling, show that care and compassion to yourself, to that part of you, and maybe you'll sleep better, you have better dreams. My mom will tell me, Ellen, I had another dream about my past. She had a complicated series of events happen when she was younger and all that, but I'm like, Mom, dude, that led you down a path, and up to a path rather, where you could have me, you have this family, and my sister, and have my dad as a husband, all that, and you learn so much, and it says the worst is in your head, you have nothing to fear but fear itself. Love that. Negatives, major anxiety, yes, sleepless nights, the stresses and dramas, constant worries, female related health problems. I used to have hypothyroidism out of nowhere, and I was like, dude, what's up? I'm so young, what's going on? And but or whatever the age, doesn't matter, I guess, but it was all like I had a lot of things happen with me. I had weird things go on feminine wise with me for a while, and my mom too. Why? But maybe it's all because we need to align to what our mind and our heart are telling us. That when there's a disconnect there, that can manifest as physical ailments for sure. And if she's not, this chick's not sleeping, then that's going to lead to troubles physically, and not just mentally and emotionally, spiritually even. Okay, the moon, last one. Okay, here we go. You guys got like 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm going to lengthen this. Bad energy, danger, deception, those are, yeah, but the main thing here is intuition. Yes, fears and all that, because it's hidden. But remember, the moon is the night light. Okay, so the positives are cycles which are welcomed, increase in intuition. Okay, Judith, hey, femininity. All is not as bad as you think it is. Very similar to the theme of the Nine of Swords. All is not as bad as you think it is. Negatives, all is not as it seems, or the worst, for the worst. Infidelity and unfaithfulness, yes, there's that. Dangerous situations, negative energies. But remember, this is a card of psychic phenomena. Okay, this is a card of, nighttime explorations too. Yes, there's hiddenness, there are weird things in the dark, yes, but the love and beauty of exploring lucid dreaming, knowing that you're dreaming and navigating your dream consciously while you're asleep. How amazing is that? Astral projection. Okay, that's another thing that, exploring the stars while you're asleep, and just loving that connection to spirit, not just when you're awake, but also when you're asleep. I love that. Any comments or questions about the moon? Anything to say?
Also, I'm just going to pitch in that it's also the shadow work card.
Oh, girl, thank you. I love when Kelly's on at any time of the day and night, whatever, because she knows. She's a reader too. Tarot with a kick, people. That is great. I love that. Shadow work, yeah, exploring, the unseen, hidden realms of your consciousness, subconscious, unconscious patterns. Anything else before it closes? It's just so expensive right now. I'm like, to get Zoom Premium. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Are you guys okay? Any questions? Anything?
You're good, darling.
Yeah,
And I
it's
love you
do-
guys